Thank you. Pleasure to be here on this amazing occasion now. For us, now that the announcement has gone out about this game that we will have on the 31st, it'll be an honor for us to play in it. LAFC has been involved in a lot of big games in our somewhat short history, certainly relative to our rival in the match. And we're excited. We're incredibly excited to have America here and renew our rivalry that started in Champions League a number of years ago. And it's an incredible opportunity for us as a club. So I'm certainly happy to be here and look forward to answering whatever questions you all may have.
Thank you, John. First question comes from Felipe Cardenas from the Athletic. Felipe, go ahead.
Thank you, Crystal. Hi, John. Felipe Carnes with The Athletic. The game is being billed as the most expensive game in North American soccer history, the $10 million match for a $1 billion tournament. What is from the financial perspective, what does that mean for LAFC? Like, what could this mean for LAFC in terms of the financials and how perhaps you can take advantage of that part of the tournament?
Yeah, thanks, Felipe. You stated the figures yourself, so I think that is not a subjective conclusion to come to. It is financially the most lucrative match we could have, and that's not lost on us. But what I would say is the opportunity for us as a club, while we recognize that benefit as a business, I think if that bonus was not there, I think we would be approaching this with the same level of focus and urgency and importance and prioritizing an opportunity to not only play one game, a big game against America to qualify for this amazing tournament that we'll have here in the States. So I think on the one hand, I would say we're aware of it and obviously will help on the business side. But for us as competitors, that's certainly not what we think about. We just think about an amazing occasion to go and compete against a team that historically and presently is one of, if not the top team in the region. And for the opportunity to go up against them and fight with all we have to qualify for the tournament, I think is our main focus just as competitors. That bonus aside, I think we'd be focused in exactly the same manner.
Sounds good. We have Jeff Carlisle next on Q&A. Jeff.
Thanks, Lenny. Hello, John. What do you make of the fact that you're playing this game in your home venue? I mean, how much of an advantage of that? How much do you think it might help you, just given the states that are involved that Felipe was asking you about?
Yeah. Hi, Jeff. Nice to connect. Yeah, obviously we respect the decision, I guess we would say. I do know that there's been a number of conversations about the venue and various details about the game that we have stayed completely out of. And what I would say is if you go back to our preseason match against America, it didn't quite feel like a home game in the normal sense for us, given the affinity that and the fan base that they do have locally here in LA. So while obviously we are grateful that the decision has been made, that it is in our stadium, we don't feel like it will necessarily feel like exactly like a home game. And I know FIFA is working to ensure as much equity as they can in the stands, etc., which is, I think the on sale has gone on now, and will ensure as best they can that it is as neutral a venue as it can be. But I'm not going to lie, it is obviously for us. We are grateful to hear that it will be in our stadium, but I do not think that will decide the match. I think America's fans will come in full force, as will ours. I just think it will be an amazing occasion for football in the region. Two big clubs, two successful clubs, two big fan bases in an amazing stadium with such big stakes, playing for the chance to get into the tournament.
Okay, thanks.
All right, one more solicitation for questions in English. I'll give folks a second if there are additional. Jeff, I see your hand up. Is that a follow-up or is that from before?
No, I'm done. Thanks.
Okay, great. case, then I will turn it over to. Oh, it looks like we have a follow-up from Felipe.
Yeah, I'll take advantage. John, I think honestly the story of LAFC so far this year, there's been a lot. Steve Chernow announcing that he won't be back. How have you managed, I guess, the whirlwind that has been the last month or so with Club Leon being in a core battle to stay in the tournament? You guys haven't been mentioned throughout the process, and then dealing just with the everyday, I guess, day-to-day of an MLS club, and with your now having to probably look for a coach next year as well. Like, how do you describe the whirlwind of the last month or so?
I think in short, one step at a time. I wouldn't describe it, frankly, as a whirlwind. I can understand why maybe on the outside it may appear that would be the case. For us, it's focusing on the next game, and we as a club have learned how, from experience, to balance different competitions, different things, some of which are outside of our control. And frankly, given the decision, and which we respect, about Steve for family reasons, I think the reason Steve was comfortable coming to us when he did, and the reason we were comfortable announcing it publicly, is the response that we expected. And then now, given that it's been a couple of weeks, frankly, the response that we have seen is that we believed that the response within the group would be a galvanizing factor as opposed to something that's been a distraction. And I think the form of the team since that announcement has been really strong. I think we're growing as a team. I think for us, with a lot of change early season, there's a bit of uncertainty as to who we're going to be, but I think we have shown year over year that we know how to deal with the turbulence that inevitably comes when you're trying to chase success on all fronts. So it's not been a whirlwind. I think in actual fact, practically, it's been something that's brought the group together.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll turn it over to Cristela, and we'll start to take questions here in Spanish. Cristela?
Yes, we have a question first from Ariel Judas, MLS Español. Ariel, adelante.
Hola, John, MLS Español aquí. Una pregunta. LAFC ya ganó MLS Cup, ganó la Open Cup, tuvo 2 finales de Copa de Campeones. ¿Qué significaría para ustedes, para el club, llegar a una Copa Mundial de Clubes y hacer un buen papel en el Mundial de Clubes? ¿Qué tipo de escalón alcanzarían como club de MLS?
Bueno, por nosotros obviamente es un honor estar en esta posición con este partido que podemos calificar, y significa muchísimo por nosotros. Desde el inicio de este club, nuestra ambición siempre ha sido ser parte de la conversación global, que no queremos ser otro equipo solo en MLS, pero un club global, y para hacer eso necesitamos estar en estos torneos, y por eso nuestra prioridad en CONCACAF Champions y todo eso, y jugamos en 2 finales, y ¿cómo se dice? El pain, la tristeza y el dolor de todo de no ganar para calificar, pero ya para tener esta oportunidad de calificar y jugar y competir contra clubes como Chelsea y otros estos clubes grandes, y competir globalmente, eso significa mucho. Y bueno, como dije, esta ambición de ser un club global empieza en competir en competiciones como el Mundial de Clubes.
Gracias.
¿No?
Muchas gracias. La siguiente pregunta viene de parte de Julio Ibáñez, de TUDN. Adelante, Julio.
De este lado, Julio Ibáñez de TUDN, gracias por tu tiempo. Entiendo que hace rato hablabas en inglés acerca del venue y del jugar como locales en su estadio. Este partido representa algún tipo de ventaja deportiva. Entiendo que hablabas de los fans que tiene el América también en Los Ángeles, pero en términos deportivos, ¿ves alguna ventaja para ustedes? Gracias.
Sí, bueno, respondí en inglés y voy a repetir un poco en español. Obviamente, bueno, no somos parte de la decisión de FIFA de dónde vamos a jugar este partido. No pienso eh, que eso va a decidir el partido. Pienso que va a sentir diferente que nuestros partidos normales y obviamente América va a tener sus aficionados y la nuestra también, pero no pienso que el plan es que nuestros aficionados y todos van a dominar el estadio y todo eso. Entonces, graciadamente por nosotros es un estadio cómodo por nosotros, pero no pienso que eso va a decidir el partido. América tiene jugadores de gran experiencia, también tiene experiencia en jugar en nuestro estadio porque jugamos el amistoso hace unos meses y para mí lo que la conversación debe ser que es dos clubes grandes jugando en una gran ciudad en que ellos tienen aficionados, nosotros también, jugando en un gran estadio, gran ocasión para calificar por un gran torneo. Eso es el narrativo para mí.
Gracias.
Nada.
Muchas gracias. Siguiente pregunta viene de parte de Katia Castorena de ESPN. Adelante, Katia.
Hola John, buen
Hola
día.
Katia, buen día.
Hablas de la narrativa, de lo que significa toda esta posibilidad y sabemos que siempre sin duda es un honor estar en competiciones internacionales. En cuanto al roster para los equipos de la MLS, ¿qué tanto sigue siendo ventaja, desventaja a la hora de pensar en estas posibilidades, estas competiciones y qué tanto ustedes están on hold en el sentido de las decisiones que van a tomar con respecto al roster pensando en esta posibilidad?
Bueno, cuando planeamos esta temporada no estuvimos pensando en esta posibilidad y bueno, solo sabemos ya que vamos a tener este partido y no hay mucho que podemos hacer antes del partido porque nuestra ventana es cerrada, pero bueno, no vamos a quejar que estamos en esta posición. Quizás hay la posibilidad de hacer algunas cosas entre el partido si ganamos antes del partido, pero eso va a ser difícil porque hay muy poco tiempo entre el 31 y el inicio del torneo, pero bueno, estamos explorando, como sabes, siempre hay posibilidades de mejorar el equipo, pero ya donde estamos, yo ya sé que va a ser un partido difícil para ganar contra América, pero tenemos confianza que tenemos un grupo ya que puede competir no solo en este partido y esperamos que ganamos y podemos mostrar nuestra calidad en el torneo del Mundial también.
Que hablabas un poco de la posibilidad de reforzar al equipo pues de cara al Mundial de Clubes en caso de que se gane este partido o para el final de MLS. Y se ha hablado de Thomas Müller como una opción. ¿Qué nos puedes decir sobre este posible fichaje o de otros jugadores que pueden llegar en la segunda ventana de MLS? Gracias.
Sí, bueno, obviamente vamos a explorar cada posibilidad de mejorar el equipo y no voy a hablar específicamente de un jugador o otro. Lo que todos deben saber es que vamos a hacer todo para, bueno, obviamente enfocar en estas semanas que vienen en los partidos que tenemos en la liga y también el gran partido contra América. Y si ganamos, si hay la posibilidad de mejorar el grupo antes del Mundial, vamos a hacerlo. Pero lo importante también es que pienso que la forma del grupo y estamos creciendo paso a paso y para mí tenemos ya un grupo que puede ganar no solo este partido, pero también competir en el torneo.
Okay, it looks like we don't have any further questions. So with that, John, I didn't know if you had any closing comments. I believe there was some commentary as well from
I missed the last part. Whether there was another comment? Oh, no, just we're incredibly excited to be in this moment, preparing for this match. Obviously, we'll focus on what is to come before that, and we'll be ready for what I predict will be a fantastic match against our rival América.